3 months before our wedding, my fiancé Ryan posted on Instagram photos of his marriage certificate with my adopted sister Chloe, along with pictures of her pregnant belly. The caption read, "Legally welcoming our little bundle of joy." Chloe commented with a shy emoji. My mom liked the post, commenting, "Once the baby is born, I'll take care of it so you two can enjoy your time together." I couldn't help but reply with a question mark. The next moment, Ryan's harsh rebuke came at me like a slap in the face. "She's only borrowing my name for a year of marriage. Once the baby is born, I'll be back with you. Don't be so petty." My mom also said we should only get our marriage license after you give birth to a son. It work the wedding first and get the license later. I gave a faint MH in response, then deleted all Instagram posts related to Ryan before posting a new one. "Need a new groom. Who wants to marry me?" Ryan was the first to reply. "Aria Young, are you out of your mind? I'm just marrying her on paper. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? You don't seriously think posting on Instagram will make me jealous, do you? That's laughable. I'm warning you. Stop causing trouble over nothing, and don't you dare give Chloe a hard time." Chloe quickly followed up on Ryan's comment. "Sis, Ryan is just trying to help our baby be born legally. I won't steal him away from you. After you and Ryan get married, my child can call you mom too." My mom scolded me for being ungrateful. You get to have a child without going through the pain of childbirth. Chloe is doing you such a huge favor. Shouldn't you be thanking her? Several comments followed from Ryan's buddies, all chiming in. "You and Chloe are sisters, so it doesn't matter which of you Ryan marries. You're all family anyway. How about Chloe gets him Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you get Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday?" Everyone was joking and laughing at my expense. I stared at the screen in shock, tears welling up and spilling over onto my phone. They were clearly in the wrong. Yet they had the audacity to turn around and blame me. How ridiculous. These people weren't worth my tears. I wiped my eyes forcefully and scrolled through the mess of comments. One stood out from the rest. It was from Sean White. "Can I be your new groom?" Sean and I grew up together. After college graduation, I stayed in the city while he chose to study abroad. We'd avoided each other since I started dating Ryan in college. It had been years since we last spoke. As I pondered this, Sean called me directly. "Aria, I've liked you for a long time. You know I've always hated your adopted sister, so I would never have anything to do with her. I don't have a bunch of shady friends either. These past few years, I've been focused on my career and haven't dated anyone." As he spoke, I suddenly received a contract. When I opened it, I saw it was the transfer of rights to all his assets and shares. While I was still in shock, Sean nervously said, "Aria, this is all the sincerity I have to offer. Will you give me a chance?" My nose stung with emotion. Suddenly, I remembered when we were kids. Our teacher awarded us with 2 candies that Sean loved. He was clearly craving them, but he didn't eat a single one. He saved both for me. He had always given me his utmost sincerity. I choked up a bit as I said, "I will." Love had always seemed so elusive. I tried to grasp it, only to end up hurt and scarred. I had thought being alone would be fine. But my grandmother's dying wish was to see me married, to know someone would take care of me after she was gone. Ryan wasn't worthy. But if the groom was Sean, I think Grandma would be truly at ease. Sean's voice was full of joy. "Then I'll wrap things up at work and come back to marry you within 2 weeks. Aria, you'll wait for me and won't change your mind, right?" His tone held a hint of pitiful pleading. It reminded me of when we were kids and I promised to be his bride when we grew up. I made a sound of agreement. Suddenly, I felt the urge to cry. "Sean, let's pinky swear on it." After hanging up, my mom pushed open my bedroom door. "Where's that sapphire necklace your father left you before he died?" I remained silent, not answering. Mom frowned in displeasure. "What's with that attitude? Your sister just thought it was pretty and wanted to borrow it for a few days. Hurry up and get it out. Don't be so stingy." Chloe hung on Mom's arm, saying dejectedly, "It's okay, Mom. Sis has never seen me as real family. If she doesn't want to lend it, I won't force her. She wouldn't dare refuse." That necklace belonged to my husband, your father. I'm making the decision to give it to you today. Mom hugged Chloe and glared sternly at me. If you don't hand it over, don't blame me for having people search your room. I stared at her blankly, my smile more painful than crying. The once gentle and loving mother in my memories had ultimately transformed into this harsh, scolding face in reality. But I was about to leave this place forever anyway. I no longer had the heart to argue pointlessly with her. Silently, I took the sapphire necklace out of its velvet box and handed it to her. Mom smiled with satisfaction. That's more like it. Chloe is your sister, so you as the older one should let her have the nice things. After Mom left, Chloe put on the necklace right in front of me. Sis, don't blame Mom for favoring me. To be honest, this necklace looks better on me anyway. Just like how Ryan is more suitable as my boyfriend. What belongs to me, others can never have. Seeing Chloe's smug expression, I didn't say a word. People like her, the more you engage, the more they push it. I picked up my purse and walked past her down the stairs, ignoring her completely. Ah. Sis, why did you push me? Chloe suddenly darted in front of me, pretending I had shoved her as she stumbled towards the stairs. I may despise her, but I instinctively reached out to grab her. After all, falling down over 20 steps was no joke. Arya Young, you vicious woman. Ryan violently smacked away my hand that was steadying Chloe's arm. My hand slammed into the railing with a loud thud. The pain instantly brought cold sweat to my brow. Ryan, thank goodness you came in time, or else I... Chloe hid in Ryan's arms, her face streaked with tears and fear. It's okay, don't be scared. I'm here. Ryan stroked Chloe's head, comforting her softly. I won't let anyone bully you. I looked at my own hand, already bruising and swollen from the impact. Then I looked at Chloe, who had only gotten a little scare but was being held tight and fussed over by Ryan. Suddenly it all felt so ironic. The boy who once showered me with love and promised to treat me well forever. The man who was supposed to marry me in just 3 months. How could he have changed his heart so suddenly? After soothing Chloe, Ryan glared at me darkly. I know you've been unhappy about me marrying her and having a baby behind your back. You can take it out on me if you want, since I didn't tell you beforehand. But you can't hurt Chloe. Her health is fragile. She's pitiful enough as it is. All she wanted was a chance to be a mother. What's wrong with that? Why should she bear the brunt of your anger? He pointed at me angrily. You have to apologize to Chloe today. I struggled to control my trembling body. Through gritted teeth I asked, then what did I do wrong? What exactly did I do wrong? Ryan stared at my reddened eyes, taken aback for a moment. Never mind, Ryan. Even though I almost fell to my death. I don't blame Sis, and I don't need her to apologize. You two are still getting married in the future. I don't want you to fight because of me. Chloe cried pitifully. Ryan sighed, looking at her with tender affection. Chloe, sometimes your kindness breaks my heart. He turned to me with cold eyes. At the end of the day, you're just jealous of Chloe. You can't stand to see her doing better than you. I'll let it slide this time since Chloe spoke up for you. But if you dare hurt her again, I won't go easy on you. He picked Chloe up in his arms. Before leaving, he looked at me with disappointment and said, You don't measure up to your sister at all. Only I remained in the silent living room. I stared blankly at the withered leaves drifting outside the window. Finally, unable to hold back, I crouched down and sobbed into my hands. One last time. This was the last time I would cry over Ryan. That afternoon, Ryan posted on Instagram. It was a 9-photo collage. The photos showed different corners of a house. The caption read, Every room, every piece of furniture, every decoration here was carefully chosen by me. I just want to give my baby a warm and comfortable home. Many people offered congratulations in the comments. Congrats to Mr. Brown on becoming a father so soon. So you and Arya are having a shotgun wedding. Congratulations. The bride is so lucky to have such a good husband in Ryan. So envious. I wouldn't miss your wedding in 3 months for $1 billion deal. Just as the comment section was buzzing with well wishes, Chloe suddenly chimed in. Please don't misunderstand, everyone. This isn't Ryan's marital home, it's my house. The comment section instantly fell into awkward silence. I was the first to break it, posting, "Three's a crowd. I'm out. Wishing you two happiness." With that, I couldn't be bothered to see what else they might say. I directly deleted Ryan and Chloe from my friends list. Within minutes, Ryan called me. "Aria Young, have you had enough of this tantrum?" I calmly replied, "I'm not throwing a tantrum." Ryan fumed. "That comment you left on my Instagram was clearly trying to smear dirt on Chloe. Do you have to paint her as the other woman to be satisfied? If you keep slandering her, we can just call off the wedding." I listened to his cold, heartless accusations, my heart as still as dead water, unmoved. "Ryan Brown, what makes you think I'd still want someone's sloppy seconds?" I hung up the phone. Perhaps the words sloppy seconds stung him. He called me countless times after that. When the calls wouldn't go through, he bombarded me with messages. I ignored them all. In 10 days, I would be marrying Sean. These people would all become part of my past. I had hoped to spend the remaining days coexisting peacefully with them, but I never expected Chloe to knock over my father's urn. The ashes scattered on the floor. Not only did she show no remorse, she even let her pet cat urinate on them. Then she looked at me with glee. "Sis, look. The ashes can even be used as kitty litter for my cat." In that moment, the grief and rage I had been suppressing exploded. I snatched up the baseball bat by the door and swung it viciously at Chloe. She took one hit and ran away screaming, her face pale. "Aria Young, you've really gone too far. How dare you hit your sister?" Mom's appearance made Chloe feel like she'd found a savior. She hid behind Mom, trembling. Sobbing, she said, "Mom, I'm scared. Sis tried to kill me." Mom shielded Chloe like a mother hen protecting her chick. She berated me harshly. "I've let your bullying of your sister slide before, treating it as harmless squabbling. But this time you've gone too far." She was my mother, yet she always stood against me, defending an adopted daughter with no blood relation to her. Nothing could be more heartbreaking than this. I stared at Mom through tear-filled eyes. She knocked over Dad's urn. That was Dad. My dad. Why? Why did they have to destroy the last memento Dad left me, even though I had already been so tolerant? Why didn't my own mother love me? Become SVIP. Read all SVIP stories. Chloe quickly knelt down to explain. "Mom, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Mom. If Sis won't forgive me, then I'd rather die." Chloe cried heartbrokenly. "Chloe, don't you dare dash." Slap. Before I could finish, Mom's hand struck my face. "Enough. It's just ashes. The person is already dead. Are ashes more important than the living? If you bully Chloe again, you can get out of this house." That slap knocked away the last shred of attachment I had for her. This was for the best. I could leave without any lingering sentiments. I wiped the blood from the corner of my mouth without sparing another glance at Mom, who stood there stunned. Then I turned and went upstairs. Since Mom thought I was an eyesore and Chloe had taken over my room, rather than stay in this house that no longer had a place for me, I might as well move out. I packed a few clothes quickly. I didn't take anything else, not the things Mom had given me, nor the expensive gifts from Ryan. I didn't even bring the photos I'd taken with them before. I burned them all. I wasn't one to dwell on the past. Since I was leaving, I would leave cleanly. As I dragged my suitcase downstairs, Mom was applying medicine to Chloe's bruises. She glanced at me coldly. "Just because I scolded you a bit, you're running away from home? How petty. Fine. Go stay somewhere else. It'll give this house some peace and quiet. Come back on your wedding day with Ryan." I said nothing, taking one last look at Mom. I wouldn't tell her I had changed my groom, nor would I tell her my wedding was in just 10 days. She was no longer someone I could be close to, and I didn't want her or Chloe and Ryan to show up and ruin my wedding. I called a car on my phone. While waiting, Ryan pulled up in his car. "Aria Young, what are you doing with that suitcase?" "Moving out." Ryan frowned. "What for?" I already gave that house to Chloe. Don't make trouble for her for no reason. I'm looking for a new place. Wait until I find one, then you can move." I said nothing, walking past his car expressionlessly. Ryan abruptly grabbed my arm. "Arya, do you have to make things so unpleasant between us? Can't we be happy like before? You cheated on me with my adopted sister, yet you have the gall to hope we can be happy together? Where do you get the nerve? Why do you keep harping on about that? I've explained it to you countless times. Why are you still being so petty about it? Can't you be more understanding like Chloe?" Seeing him blame all the wrongdoing on me, criticizing and belittling me with such a self-righteous look on his face, I witnessed the epitome of shamelessness incarnate. "Since you find Chloe so understanding, why don't you just marry her then?" Ryan didn't believe a word I said. After all, everyone knew how much I loved him. They all thought I would never let him go. They certainly wouldn't believe I would choose to leave when the wedding was so, including Ryan himself. So he said dismissively, "Fine, you said it close. Ryan, you came to see me?" Chloe's voice interrupted our conversation as she came out. "And said you had a scare earlier. What happened?" Chloe pretended to be afraid, glancing at me before nestling into Ryan's arms. "Sis went crazy today, chasing after me with a baseball bat." Ryan's brows furrowed. He was about to scold me when Chloe tugged on his sleeve. "Ryan, don't yell at sis. I don't blame her anymore. It's my fault, really. If Mom hadn't adopted me, I wouldn't be here bothering her." "How could it be your fault? She's the one who's petty and can't tolerate others. She's the one in the wrong." Ryan put his hand on Chloe's shoulder in an intimate gesture. "Arya Young, I can overlook you hitting someone this time for Chloe's sake. But you must kneel down and apologize to her." Their shameless act made me laugh in anger. Apologize to her? Keep dreaming. My ride had just arrived. I slammed the car door and left without a backward glance. Living in a hotel for the next few days, away from those toxic people and situations, I felt very at ease. But then Mom sent me a text message. "Arya, it's my birthday today. Come home for a bit." "I wasn't going to let you come, but Chloe begged me to invite you. Remember to thank her when you see her." Of course I hadn't forgotten her birthday. But I would no longer be like before, starting preparations a week in advance to organize the venue and gifts, determined to give her a pleasant birthday celebration. Of course, I wouldn't be going back either. That place was no longer my home, and she was no longer my mother. Around noon, I was enjoying a nice meal. Probably because she hadn't seen me show up, Mom impatiently sent another text. "Why aren't you here yet? Even Ryan has arrived. What kind of daughter are you, not showing up for your mother's birthday?" "I'm not blaming you for not preparing a birthday party for me this year. Are you still upset about that slap? Can't you learn to be kind and forgiving like Chloe?" I read it with a cold laugh. What kind of birth mother would say such things? It was ruining my appetite. I promptly blocked her number. My phone had barely been quiet for a moment when Ryan called. "Where are you? Stop being difficult and hurry over. Otherwise people will think your mom and Chloe did something to make you skip your own mother's birthday party." I replied flatly, "We've broken up. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to go." He caught my implied meaning and laughed. "Come on. That thing with your adopted sister was just a joke. How could you take it seriously? You're the only one I like. Whether you like me or not doesn't matter to me anymore. Arya Young, who do you think you are?" Ryan snatched the phone from his friend and spoke coldly. "Break up if you want. You'll be the one regretting it." I listened expressionlessly, about to hang up. Suddenly his tone softened. "Arya, how can you be so heartless? Leaving just like that, breaking up just like that." If this had happened before, I definitely would have softened when he spoke to me gently like this. No matter how badly he treated me, I would have easily forgiven him. But now, I was revoking that privilege. So, I hung up the phone indifferently and deleted the contact information for all his friends. From now on, we would go our separate ways, never to meet again. Sean, Sophie and I chatted for a while longer outside the bar. Sophie wanted to take a cab home by herself. She said she didn't want to be a third wheel. But she had been drinking, and it was so late. How could I let her go alone? So we drove her home first. After she left, only Sean and I remained in the car. The enclosed space and ambiguous atmosphere made the temperature rise steadily. My head, already fuzzy from drinking, felt even dizzier. He inched closer to me bit by bit. I bit my lip shyly, not knowing what to do. Arya, my Arya. His breath enveloped me as his warm lips gently brushed the corner of my mouth, full of cherishment and love. I was so nervous my palms were sweating. My heart pounded like a rabbit's. I'm afraid this is all a dream, that I'll wake up and find it was all fake. He pressed his forehead against mine. I could feel his fear and sadness. I instinctively stroked his hair, softly comforting him. Don't worry, this isn't a dream. I'm really by your side, and I won't leave you. He nodded contentedly, holding me even tighter. Sean had come back this time purely because he missed me. He couldn't resist coming to see me. Early the next morning, he flew back abroad. Arya, I've commissioned a famous international designer to create a custom wedding dress for you. Once I wrap things up overseas, I'll bring the beautiful dress back to marry my beautiful bride. The first wedding dress of my life. I had thought Ryan would be the one to give it to me. I never imagined it would end up being Sean. I smiled and waved goodbye to him. Childhood friend turned fiancé. My heart felt a special kind of sweetness. One day, as I was leaving the hotel, I saw Ryan standing in the lobby. His clothes were disheveled, his hair unkempt. He looked lifeless. Seeing me, his eyes lit up for a moment before quickly dimming again. I couldn't reach you, so I had someone look up your address. Did you need something? My tone was cold. Arya, I know I was wrong. I was blind back then, deceived and manipulated by Chloe. Ryan licked his dry lips and continued hoarsely. I saw her phone and learned a lot of truths. She conspired with the doctor to trick me, saying she had health issues, but my sperm quality was good and could help her get pregnant. Our marital home. She cried to me saying you and your mom were cruel to her. She was afraid of having nowhere to live after having the baby, so she begged me to transfer the house to her name. I pitied her and agreed. And I only just found out that your mom favors her. She took over your room, destroyed the necklace your dad left you, and often framed you. I frowned in disinterest. It's pointless to say all this now. Ryan opened and closed his mouth helplessly. Arya, can you give me one more chance? I won't be fooled by other women again. I'll be good to you, I promise. Not wanting to waste time arguing, I said directly, my wedding will be in 2 days. With Sean. The color drained from his face. He looked like he'd been struck, his shoulders slumping. How is that possible? You couldn't bear to give me up. You must be lying to me. I won't believe it. He started raving like a madman. The security guards at the entrance rushed over to restrain him. He was pinned to the ground, looking utterly pathetic. But I felt no sympathy whatsoever. After all, he meant nothing to me anymore. Later, I heard from Sophie that Ryan had taken Chloe to court for fraud and misappropriation of private property. Even when Chloe begged him using the baby in her belly, he showed no mercy. Chloe then ran to beg my mom to save her from jail. But after Ryan exposed Chloe's true colors, Mom saw through her act and mercilessly kicked her out of the house. Seeing how ruthless Mom was, Chloe grabbed a knife and stabbed her in a fit of madness. Luckily, the maid appeared in time. The knife only pierced Mom's hand, not hitting any vital areas. Someone saw Mom kneeling on the ground, cursing Chloe while crying and calling my name over and over. Chloe also fell during the scuffle and miscarried. I treated all this as mere gossip, not taking it to heart. Soon, it was time for my wedding with Sean. Sean returned as promised, bringing the gorgeous wedding dress. Without my knowledge, he had already quietly made all the wedding preparations. I saw his thoughtfulness and care and felt deeply moved. Although I had initially agreed to this flash marriage for the inheritance my dad left me, now I found that a man like Sean, so considerate and emotionally stable, was hard not to fall for. I was starting to really like him. That day, I was sitting in the dressing room getting my makeup done. Someone pushed open the door. It was my mom and Ryan. Seeing me frown in displeasure, Mom quickly spoke up, afraid I would chase her away. "Arya, I've come to apologize this time," she said through tears. "All these years, Mom has wronged you. Mom only realizes now how much injustice and hurt you've suffered. I was so foolish, neglecting my own daughter to dote on an ungrateful adopted child. Arya, can you forgive Mom?" I sent the makeup artist out, then looked at Mom expressionlessly. "I want to know too. Why were you so biased all these years?" At this, Mom's face suddenly became rigid. She said, "If you hadn't insisted on wanting strawberry cake late that night, your dad wouldn't have gone out to buy it. He wouldn't have gotten into that car accident. Your dad was the pillar of our family. Losing him felt like the sky was falling. How could I not resent you? No wonder she always looked at me with disgust. No wonder she adopted a daughter, even though she already had me. No wonder she was so biased. I had been questioning if I wasn't good enough, if that's why my own mother disliked me. It turns out all these years she had been blaming Dad's death on me. Did she not know that the real culprit behind Dad's death wasn't me, but her? I didn't want to ruin my carefully done makeup, so I held back the tears in my eyes. My heart turned cold as I said, "Dad didn't die because of me. It was because of you. The nitroglycerin tablets for Grandma were always kept on the shelf. You carelessly threw away Grandma's pill bottle, saying you'd buy a new one on your way home from work. But you went to play mahjong instead. That night Grandma had a heart attack. She couldn't reach you by phone, so Dad had to run to the nearby pharmacy. He never expected to encounter an out-of-control car on the way." Mom stared at me in disbelief. "You're talking nonsense. How could it be because of me? You're the one who killed your father." I lowered my voice. "How long are you going to keep deceiving yourself? Why do you think Grandma refused to see you for so many years? It's because you're a coward who can't take responsibility. You either run away from problems or blame them on others. But I never imagined you would make up lies, weakly pinning your own mistakes on me, and even resenting me for it. Mom, am I really your daughter?" Mom's face instantly turned ashen. She suddenly collapsed to the ground, wailing loudly. I'm sorry. It was all Mom's fault." Ryan, who had been standing to the side, also apologized. "Arya, your mom and I both know we were wrong. Can you forgive us just this once? Won't you come back with us? Your wedding dress, our marital home. I've prepared it all. As long as you come back with me, we can have the wedding right away." "Shut your mouth. Trying to steal my wife on her wedding day? Who do you think you are?" Sean appeared at the perfect moment. He pulled me into his arms intimately, right in front of Ryan. Just like how Ryan used to hold other women in front of me. Seeing Ryan's extremely awkward expression, I found it quite amusing. "Honey, I don't want these irrelevant people at our wedding." Sean indulged my every wish. He smiled and tapped my nose. "Whatever my wife says goes." He called for security and had Ryan and my mom unceremoniously bundled out of the wedding venue and dumped by the roadside. In life, some people will fade away like smoke, never again stirring even a ripple in my heart. And some people will remain in my heart, in my life, accompanying me for a lifetime. I touched up my makeup to perfection, put on the most magnificent wedding dress, and picked up the most beautiful bouquet. Step by step, I walked towards my most handsome husband. Sean's usual composure had somewhat crumbled on this joyous day. Like the emotionally transparent boy from years ago, he teared up with excitement the moment he saw me appear. Ignoring the teasing from the guests, he eagerly came to meet me, firmly grasping my hand. "Arya, being able to marry you in this lifetime is my greatest fortune." Under the officiant's direction, Sean knelt on one knee. His dark eyes gazed at me with deep emotion, as if trying to drown me in them. He gently slipped the ring onto my finger. "I love you, my dear wife. In this life, you are my one and only, my eternal love." Moved by his words, my eyes also began to redden. I leaned close to his ear and whispered, "Sean, did I tell you? I've fallen in love with you. From now on, I'll love you more and more, just as much as you love me." His eyes widened, full of surprise and excitement. Amidst the warm blessings from the guests, we embraced tightly and kissed. Next came the bouquet toss. "Arya, the bouquet. Throw it to me. To me." Sophie jumped up and down in the crowd, her face full of excitement. Sean and I exchanged an amused glance, shaking our heads. I discreetly tossed the bouquet in her direction. Sophie caught it without fail, proudly showing it off to those around her like she'd won the lottery. That wedding day was the most romantic, happiest moment of my life. Without those awful people to disturb us. Only the people I loved and who loved me. We laughed and played together joyfully. Later, with the help of a lawyer, I successfully inherited all the assets my father had left me. I heard Chloe wasn't having an easy time in prison. Apparently, someone had given special instructions about her treatment. Mom admitted she had indirectly caused Dad's death. She also admitted to emotionally neglecting her own daughter all these years. Consumed by immense regret, she gave up her wealthy lifestyle and went to a temple to become a hun, atoning for her sins. Ryan somehow found that sapphire necklace Chloe had destroyed. He had it melted down and remade. He had intended to give it to me, but seeing that Sean wouldn't let him anywhere near me, he ended up wearing it himself. A few years later, Sean and I had our first baby. As I watched the man lying with his ear to my belly, listening for the baby's movements, I felt as blissful as the warm sunshine outside our window.